right now, Dr.
Nhà,
Fun?
nhà cỏ. Nhà cỏ is...
What is it?
The nhà cỏ. Grass house.
This is Dr. Fun, a volunteer doctor for the sick. He took me on a tour one day through one of the few free clinics in Vietnam, and I immediately realized rarely in America could we shoot an emergency room like this.
There's a lymph node here, and they just operated.
But this was nothing in comparison to what Dr. Fun really wanted to show me, a raw reality of AIDS, beyond the waiting room and beyond the clinic doors. To get a closer look, I was told to tell no one about this next journey we would take. So Dr. Fun and I drove about an hour and a half outside of Saigon today to come to this secret location where I was told there are 15 boys who live here who have been rejected from their communities and from their families because they have HIV.
Most of the patients are very young, at young age, from 15 to 30. We must divide the house for the women and the house for the men.
This man's daughter just died of AIDS.
Bao nhiêu tuổi?
Yeah.
Con gái bao nhiêu?
28 years old.
The father would like to put the ash of her body, her daughter, in a church. But I would like that the ash will be here. Tôi muốn là cái cốt ở đây để nó cầu nguyện cho anh Ngọc nhé. Because of divorce, she fell into drug addict and then HIV, and so she must be here until the death. And today, he come back to see the ash of his daughter.
How long ago did she die?
Huh?
When did she die?
Last week. Here. But the problem is that we must hide the neighbors about her death.
Why?
The neighbor will tell the police that here they are the HIV patients. And at once the police will chase them out here. That's why we cannot bring the body during the day. We must wait until the night.
Local police raided this grass house 3 times in just 1 year. Each time, these boys were forced to leave and rebuild a new home using their own bare hands and the resources around them.
20 years old.
Only 20.
Em bao nhiêu?
29 tuổi.
29.
Em 21.
24. Paralyzed in the face. Họ đi cho xem nào. Cái tướng đi của họ tới đâu nào. Paralyzed on the left of the body because of meningitis.
Does he have HIV too?
Yeah, all of them
All
are
of
HIV
them.
positive here.
And they have other problems as well.
Yeah, beside HIV, they catch tuberculosis, meningitis, malnutrition, homeless, no parents, no home to return.
Completely cut off from the rest of the world, they told me my visit was a highlight for them. To break the ice, they sang for me, and afterward, I was pressured to sing for them. But it sounded nothing like this.
How did they get HIV?
In Vietnam, 60% of the HIV patients had in the past drug addict. They were not afraid about anything because at that time they are hungry of the drug. Stop. Có biết rằng cái sự mà trích thuốc là nguy hiểm không? Các em có hiểu câu hỏi không?
Tại vì vô cái cảnh mà phi rồi chơi chung mà chỉ có một cây thôi. Mới chịu chích chung.
Some of the boys had been here just a few weeks.
And này, you see? Các em quay này. Tuberculosis here at the neck.
Other ones, like Tuan, as long as 2 years.
Trước em bị bệnh Em làm gì?
Trước lúc đó em gia nhập với những giới trẻ đó, thì em sống bằng nghề cướp giật.
Không cầm.
Tại vì gốc của em bây giờ gốc nội thì mất rồi, còn ngoại thì bị mất liên lạc bên Úc. Dạ thưa là như thế này, thì tại vì thành phần tụi em ở đây á là do sự điều trị của bác sĩ Phấn.
Khi rảnh em làm gì với các bạn?
Dạ thì nói chung ở đây các bạn với em đều là một hết. Nên có những công việc gì hay là ăn những cái gì đều chia sẻ gánh vác cho nhau hết.
Not that far off, Dr. Fun took me to see the women's house.
How many women live in this house?
There were about 10, but they all died. They all died.
On the same day?
No. Day by day, month by month, they died.
And they all died of HIV?
Oh, yes, of course.
Này con.
Because of strong or strange faces, the normal will be afraid of the HIV patients. The patients gather themselves in a place like the ghetto. The ghetto during Hitler war. They put themselves in a place so that the other don't know them.
Approximately 250,000 adults have reported living with HIV in Vietnam. Yet despite advances in treatment like ARV, only a small number, less than 4%, have access to it.
With him is very difficult because he doesn't have ARV. ARV means antiretrovirus treatment.
This is what it looks like.
Yeah, like this.
It looks like this.
At the end stage like this. Our country cannot produce medication, ARV. We must buy from the Western countries.
These can be considered the lucky ones, the ones with access to ARV treatment. Regardless, these children and wives are branded as part of the social evil associated with sex workers and IV drug users.
I brought her back from the street. I got her from the street when her mother was dying. She was walking around begging for food.
Her mother has passed away since then?
Passed away already.
Does she have any other relatives?
No.
And you just brought her here?
Yeah.
And she has HIV too?
Yes.
Like the grass house, this women's shelter is one of a kind. In fact, it's the only one in Ho Chi Minh City. Father Twai, a minister at a local church, started this shelter after seeing that a whole community of women and children were being stigmatized and abandoned because of their sickness. These were people who were going to die, but who didn't want to die alone.
Sơ xa lạ nhưng mà vô đây nghe với lời biết sơ thương con như lời người nhà, người gia đình mình lại đó trước thôi.
Many places when I brought these women there, they had the house owner would not allow them to rent. They're afraid of bad luck or they're afraid of these women.
When you have a house full of women with HIV or AIDS, has anyone in the community expressed fear?
Well,
Or problem?
at first we didn't say anything to them.
And the children's schooling?
If they reveal their status as HIV positive, they would not be able to go to school.
So do you just not say anything at all?
Just not say anything.
Because then the school wouldn't accept them.
Many schools would not accept them.
They all want your attention.
This is a problem of orphans.
Is there a misconception about how AIDS is spread?
No, HIV information, understanding knowledge is one thing, but behavior change is the other thing.